It's the same channel. Actually, there is another one here. I'm trying to find it. Oh, well, that didn't show. But anyway, let's go to the phone lines. I'll find it then. Grand Rising, Jody Susan, host of Tuesday Self-Care, says Grand Rising. Thank you, Master Star, for joining us. Let's go to the phone line, 863-816. You are live on the Female Solution, Grand Rising. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, L.A., Central Florida.
Hi, L.A., Central Florida.
I think you were talking about releasing patterns.
Yes.
Okay, well, for me, and I'll link this in the Black History Month on my daily podcast this month. I've been doing. I declared it Slave Entrepreneur Month and Blacktown's History Month, and the reason why I did that was to help me and hopefully some others release some patterns of thinking. Now, I did a series last week within Slave Entrepreneur Month and Blacktown's History Month titled "Think Like a Slave," which I might sound totally crazy, but what I did was I picked out and I feature. Typically, Black History Month, we hear George Washington Carver, Madam C.J. Walker, Booker. We hear those usual list of people. But I brought up people who started out life legally as slaves, but they went on to become entrepreneurs, and some of them became wealthy entrepreneurs, way before Madam C.J. Walker. Now, the pattern that I discovered was, and I'm relating it to myself as well, is despite the obstacles that some of these people had, as far as politically, socially, even logistically. I mean, if you think about it, you take a place like Monticello, which was the estate of what's his name, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington's Mount Vernon estate. I've been there about 2 or 3 times. And for well over maybe 200 or 300 years, you had these so-called enslaved people that built the big house. They built. They were all without power tools.
Okay.
Or somebody like a Harriet Tubman. I mean, if you read about Harriet Tubman's what she owned, Harriet Tubman was not a poor woman.
No, she was not.
Although she couldn't, a lot of people wouldn't call her illiterate because she couldn't read, but she was definitely financially literate. So the patterns that I picked, that I'm looking, the reason why I titled it "Think Like a Slave," because I'm looking at what are the common denominator thinking patterns that these people had, where they can go from where they went from, with no electronics, no internet connection, no electronic power tools, no electricity, and achieve what they achieved. So whatever was going on in my life, I have no excuses. So that I'm releasing patterns of self-limitation.
Yes.
Because the way they operated, they had they just operated with no limitation.
No limitation.
I'll land my plane there.
Wow. Why am I complaining? You hit the nail right on the head, L.A. from Central Florida. Could you please send us a little sun while you just blow it in our direction while you
give us a little heat from down there.
It's a nice day. It's a nice day this morning here.